Okay, what happens after this? After the county chooses its people to the state delegates or whatever, what's the next step that those people would do
Well,
in the
for many
process?
of them, this is the step that, as far as their activity in the party, the nomination process, because this is what they were elected to do. For many people, though, they'll have an opportunity to get elected to the state convention, which will be June 20th through the 22nd. It's up in Fremont this year. Midlands College up in Fremont is where the state convention is, and that's a fairly busy convention where we elect our delegates to the national convention in Denver. We also elect our state officers, our chair, our Democratic committee people. We elect chair of the 1st Congressional District, first associate chair. So there are a number of state offices that are elected to the state convention. The delegates are elected at the state convention to the national convention. And we also elect the members to the state central committee that will serve for the next 2 years. Those people are elected at the state convention in Fremont this year.
Great. Okay. When at the county convention this week, there'll be the selection of delegates and states and delegates and stuff. What about if somebody does just want to get involved in the local level? Will there be like opportunities to get input on the county platform or things like that?
This is really the key meeting of this 2-year cycle for the Lancaster County Party, from the standpoint of you do elect the officers that help to guide the party. You also debate and adopt a platform. Okay. And there will be, I think, every time that we have a platform discussion, there's a very heated debate, because there are people that know a lot about public policy, that care passionately about whether it's the Initiative 300 for family farming, or whether it's protecting the environment, or whether it is what we can do to support organized labor, things on the local level. For example, I would expect this year there be a resolution brought forward to look at the city charter and whether our city council members, for example, and people that work for city government should be allowed to have contracts with the city and to make money and profit from the city contracts, with the potential there for a conflict of interest. And so, because that's an important issue that's before the people of Lincoln and Lancaster County, I would expect that to be the possible subject of a resolution that will come before the convention, so the convention can debate that and decide what the party's position is on that. Because between conventions, you have the central committee of the local party, you have a chair, and they can reflect the membership of the party as best they're able, because they keep in pretty close contact with a lot of Democrats. But this is a chance where the convention, the delegates themselves, get to set the policy. There's also, we talk about the chair being elected, the vice chair, the secretary, those offices being elected, and that's very important at the county convention. But we're also looking at doing some more grassroots organizing that'll be in place at the county convention this year. So if you're somebody that wants to get more involved at your precinct level, at your legislative district level, this is an opportunity to say, hey, I want to do more, what can I do? There will be positions to be filled at the county convention on that basis, because that's part of what we're trying to do as a county party and as a state party coming out of the very successful caucuses, is get more people involved at the local level, because that's really the key to electing Democrats and good public officials, is having somebody in your neighborhood that can speak to you and say, I know Barb Byer, I know Nancy Intermill, here's why they would be good county commissioners, here's why we need a change in the county commission, whether it's electing somebody to the city council, electing somebody to mayor, or electing the next president of the United States. The importance of having somebody in your community, in your neighborhood, that can talk about that can't be overstated.
So do you think some of these people, some of the people that are running for office, or even current elected officials, will be there at convention? Will I be able to go and maybe see some people that I normally would only see on TV and maybe shake their hands and get to meet some?
We expect to have
people?
a lot of our local candidates there. Great. For the legislature, county commission, what have you, and possibly even some for statewide or Congress. That will not be the centerpiece necessarily of the convention, but we're all about electing Democrats to office, so it's going to be part of it. They will be introduced. There'll be an opportunity to speak with them, maybe privately, one-on-one. I know that a number of them will be there and have campaign materials there, so if you want to get involved in a local campaign, or you want to get involved in Scott Klebb's campaign for the Senate, or Max Yashurin's campaign for Congress, I expect Max to be there. I think he'll have materials there so you can sign up to take a yard sign, or contribute money, or whatever you think you can do to help a good candidate like Max Yashurin. You'll have that opportunity at the county convention.
Okay. Okay, is there, okay, say I'm shy or whatever, I don't really know anybody, and do you think there would be people there that would maybe show me around, show me how to get to my caucus? I mean, maybe introduce me, or at least guide me to where I should sit and
well,
sit.
because of, and we've always had, you know, a group that comes to the county convention. We've always had 200-300 people, but because of the excitement this year, we're going to double that. We're going to have 600 or 700 people, and knowing that we're going to have a lot of new people that maybe this is their first county convention, and I've got to guess, based upon my experience in the caucuses and the people I've talked to, we could have 200-300 people minimum for whom this will be the first county convention. And so we've tried to do the work with organizing and making sure everything will run smoothly, so we're not wasting time, but we also have enough people that are leaders at the precinct and the legislative district level to help make sure everybody knows where they're supposed to go, and be able to explain to people, okay, now our next job is to elect the Clinton delegates to the state convention, and if you're a Clinton delegate from the caucus, here's where you should go, and here's how many people you need to vote for, and if you're an Obama delegate, here's a section of Pershing you need to go to, and here's your legislative district. So my hope is that it will be very well organized, and so somebody comes in for the first time and says, I've never been to a county convention before, I think that they won't have any trouble figuring out where to go and what they need to do. And the exciting thing, I think, is going to be having all of these new people and all of that excitement. So it's a little bit different if you're going to a political club and everybody else knows everybody and knows what to do. Well, that's not going to be the county convention this year. We're going to have a lot of new people that are excited about being there, but haven't gone to a county convention before. And so a lot of people are going to be in the same boat as far as, okay, county convention, now what do I do? Where do I need to go? What are we voting on now? And so we're going to try to do a good job of explaining to people exactly what's going on, what their role is, what they're voting on. And so I think it will make it much more exciting than it has been the last few years, not only because of what we're voting on, but because of the number of new people involved. So part of the excitement, I think, from the county convention is just an opportunity to meet a lot of Democrats that are newly energized and focused and enthusiastic about getting things done, both on the local level, but also on, you know, getting an elector from the 1st Congressional District to vote for a Democrat for president in the fall, which is a very doable thing. It all kind of starts right here on June 8th at Pershing Auditorium, when we're getting it together and building that organization, that excitement that we carry forward. And so when we get to October and November, we've got people that can talk about Barack Obama, can go door to door and put up the yard signs and make this really more of a presidential campaign in Lincoln and Lancaster County than we've seen 20 or 30 years.